Okay. We also looked at chapter 10, and that was covering basic audio and an introduction to most of the panels that do audio adjustments. Chapter 11 now is what we're on, so if you'd like to follow along, go ahead and open lesson 11, and it will defaultly give you O1 effects as your sequence. Mine opened with the editing layout available, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to audio. And you'll see over here on the right your essential sound panel, and over here on the left we have the effects for audio as well. We're going to dive more into the essential sound panel in this chapter, but I did want to just mention again some of the stuff about audio effects. So you see we have a drop down here, and there's a variety of options. The book is talking about several different things that can be utilized that are helpful when you need to fix audio or make adjustments or tweaks to it. So one of the things they're talking about is a parametric equalizer, and that will be found in your audio effects. And if you're not sure where that one is located, you can always use the search function just like we did for other effects and transitions. And as I type, we will start to see where it is. So there is parametric equalizer, and you want to, if you want to apply it to a clip, you just drag it down and put it on the clip. And then after you've done that, I'm going to go ahead and clear out the search box, but you can come up here to effects controls, and you can see that appeared now. I'm going to control Z it, and you can see it's no longer there. So when the clip's just highlighted, the effects panel only had the volume stuff in it, just like we had talked about before. Alright, so I'm going to redo putting the effect on, and you can now see it's there. If for some reason you put an effect on and make adjustments that you do not want, or you want to see what it works like without it, you can click the little FX symbol here, and that will turn off the effect. Or if you are not happy with the effect that you've picked, you can highlight it and hit delete on your keyboard, and it will clear it out of the effects control. So then it's no longer on the clip. Alright, so parametric equalizer. This one can help you to make subtle and precise adjustments to audio level at a particular frequency. So some of these ones that I'm going to show you are ones that the book is talking about, so you can at least see where they are and get a little bit more familiar with them as far as what they do. And depending on what type of audio you're trying to fix, you may only need one of these things, or you may need several stacked together. Be mindful of how they are stacked in the effects panel. They will affect your outcome differently based on the stacking order. Okay, so another one is Studio Reverb. So we'll clear that one out. And again, if you don't know where they are, you can always type for them. So under Audio Effects, Reverb, we have Studio Reverb. So just like the other one, you drag it on and it applies it. Also, if I wanted to put it on both clips are highlighted, and when I drag it down, you can see I choose here or I choose here. It's been put on both of those clips. So that's the easy way to apply it to more than one. So all I did was use my selection tool and I lassoed both clips. You just want to be careful not to get onto another line where there are additional clips that you may not want to highlight. Alright, so that one's taken off. Studio Reverb, that can allow you to increase your presence in the recording using reverb. For example, if you want to simulate a sound of a larger room, that one might be the best for that option. And a lot of these effects are trial by error. Each clip is going to react differently to them, so you'll have to test them out if you do use them. Another one that the book is talking about is delay, and that is going to be under delay and echo, and it's right here. This one, you can add a slight or pronounced echo to your audio. So if you're inside of a cave or something where the room just needs a little bit of that echo sound, this may be your option for that. Another one it talks about is bass, and it's under filter and EQ, and it can adjust the low end of frequencies of a clip. It works well on narration clips, and particularly for making male voices. So a male voice sometimes has deeper tones, and this will allow you to adjust those. All right, and the last one it's talking about before we jump into essential sounds is treble. And this one's also located in filter and EQ, and it's going to adjust the higher range of frequencies in an audio clip. And I know starting out, like, these all seem like a lot, but as you get further along and come across problems as you're editing, you can refer back to some of this information, and it may give you a heads up on how to get something fixed. I know one of the ones I like to use is a notch filter, and we may be looking at that in Essential Sound here in a little bit, but that one is an easy effect in here to help drop out that air conditioner noise. Air conditioners run at 60 hertz, so you can bring down that notch filter. And here, I'll put it on for a second. So just drag it on over, and once it's on here, it's going to appear in the effects control panel. Oh, I had multiple clips selected, so make sure you just have the one highlighted, and then here's the filter. And each of these ones are going to work different for the adjustments. So for this one example, you can open up this edit setting, and you can see it has these little dots, and each one of these is considered a notch, hence the term notch filter. And down here you can see number 1 is at 60 hertz, so that would be the one I'd want to drag down if I was trying to get rid of some air conditioner noise. And also when you play your waveform, and you can play it and make these adjustments at the same time. I'm not playing it currently because as I'm trying to talk to you, it gets cluttered. So you'll be able to see where the constant hiss is, or maybe the air conditioner sound. And you can also shift these over. Notice 6 is at 660 hertz. You can actually drag it over to the right and down if it's something that's giving you noise problems here. And you can now see it's at 9,738 hertz, and that's how low I've dropped it. When you drag these too far down to the bottom, it may get rid of all of that noise, but it may also affect the dialogue or whatever else is happening in the sequence. So be very mindful as you are pulling these down. You kind of want to find a middle ground. You want to clean out some of the air conditioner noise, but you want to preserve your talent's dialogue as they're talking. So you might not be able to go all the way down and get the air conditioner completely out. Somewhere in the middle might be your sweet spot. And like I said, each clip, depending on how it's recorded, will give you different results with that. Once you've made your adjustments, you just hit close on this box, and it will go away as far as the box, but it did not, the effect's still here, the effect's still on. If I go back into edit, you can see this one is still where I left it last. So there's not really like a save, which I know that seems odd, but you just close it and it's there. But if you didn't want it on there, you could Control Z, since it was one of the last things I did, or you could just hit delete on your keyboard after it was highlighted. And I also had it on here, so we're going to remove that one as well. Alright, so that's my little spiel on effects for audio effects. And if you know which one you're using, you can type it in if you don't know what folder it's in, or you can open up each of these and look at them. And sometimes just putting a different effect on and trying to see what it does is the best way of learning them. Doing is always beneficial with editing. All right, so we will be looking at the Essential Sound panel next. And it wants us to open O1 effects, which we already have open. And we're going to, glancing at the book here, We talked about the stuff being applied and deleting them, and the standard media types such as dialogue and music, which we've done a little bit in chapter 10 with this, where we chose dialogue and music. Basically, you're going to use your essential sound panel to identify what type of clip these are, and that will allow you, when you choose those, it will put stuff here in your effects control panel, and you can make additional adjustments besides whatever their default ones are that they give us for that panel. Alright, so to try to keep the videos a little bit shorter, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one, and we will pick up with adjusting dialogue audio in the next one.